Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us today for our CTCL Virtual College Day. Before our presenters start with their session, I wanted to just go over some housekeeping with you all. As you enter this room, you will notice that your camera and microphone are off, so our presenters cannot hear or see you. But please utilize our Q&A button at the bottom of the screen to ask our presenters questions throughout this entire session, and they'd be happy to assist. Also wanted to share that we do have more sessions like this available on our website. And lastly, this recording will be made available next week on our site as well. So without further ado, I'll let our presenters proceed.
Hi there, my name is Janan Pedanti and I'm an admissions coordinator at New College of Florida, and I am joined today by Sharon. Sharon, would you like to introduce yourself before we continue our presentation?
Hi, everybody. I'm Sharon Alcock, an Associate Director for New Student Recruitment at New College of Florida. Welcome.
All right, so I will be giving your presentation today, and Sharon will also be monitoring the chat. So if you have any questions, feel free to pop them in that Q&A. She can answer them as I'm presenting, but then we'll also have some time, hopefully, for some questions at the end as well. All right. Just waiting for that slideshow to come up all the way. Uh-oh.
Was it not there?
Oh, it was, but it wasn't in the presenting section.
Okay, hold on a second. Do you see it here?
There we go. There we go.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, some technical difficulties today.
I was like, oh no.
All right, like I said, my name is Janan Pedanti. I'm an admissions coordinator at New College of Florida. I'm also an alum. I graduated in 2017 in biological psychology. So I have quite a bit of experience with our college. We are a small liberal arts college. We're located in sunny Sarasota, Florida. Right now it's a little overcast today, but it makes all of those other sunny days so much more special. As you can see, we're right on the coast of the Gulf of Mexico. So we have a beautiful bayfront. We have a sail club. We have a beautiful place to see the sunset. These are all pictures of our wonderful campus. And our goal is to prepare intellectually curious students for lives of great achievement. So one of the things that makes us very special at New College is our curriculum. Our curriculum is combined course rigor with career building skills. So something that's so special is that these career building skills are built into our curriculum. So not only are you paired with an academic advisor from day one, you're also paired with a career coach. And this career coach is there to help you plan for your future, plan for internships and volunteer opportunities. They have a huge database of all of those to help you gain hands-on experiences while in college and prepare for your future. They'll also teach you how to build a resume, how to do interview skills, and they have mentors come in from off campus to talk to you about some of your fields of interest as well. So this is all built into the curriculum. So not only are you learning about your passions at New College, you're also preparing for your next steps after New College as well. So like I said earlier, we are a small college. We're a small liberal arts honors college. We're a public college in the Florida State University system. And that means that we have around 700 students, and you get very personalized attention through that. Because we are so small, we have a very small student to faculty ratio. That's about 7 students to 1 faculty member, which means you have lots of opportunities for faculty mentoring. You can collaborate on research or other projects with your professors, and your professors are there to help you every step of the way. It's very easy to stay on topic and to kind of find opportunities for growth and opportunities for collaboration at New College because your professors are so accessible to you. I find that it's very difficult to fall behind in classes because it's so easy to reach out to your professors when you need help. So the average class size is around 12 students. Maybe your larger introduction classes are going to be in the 30s, but your classes really can range from anywhere from that one student, because our students do have a special ability to build some of their own classes with the help of their professors, to maybe 30 students at the largest in those big introduction classes. But like I said, they do tend to range around 12 students per class. Something else that's unique about us is our senior capstone experience, and I'll go into that a little bit more in depth later. And then some new things for us this year are our certificate programs as well as our dual degree program. So our certificate programs are really great things to take advantage of while you're at New College, because you can put them on your resume immediately. They're great career building skills. These are all certificates that you can take through New College. They're not courses. They're maybe a few weeks long. Normally you would have to pay for these, but you do them for free through our college. And we have quite a few. So if you're interested in marketing, finance, urban planning, digital media, these are all great programs that we have. And our newest program this year is our dual degree with the engineering in University of Florida. So our students will come to New College for 2 years, and they will leave with their Bachelor of the Arts, and then they move on to the University of Florida and gain a Bachelor's of the Science in Engineering. So there's lots of different engineering opportunities for you. If you're interested in mechanics, if you're interested in environmental engineering, those are all programs that you can go on into UF for. And we are a residential campus. So we're about 110 acres. So it's quite small, but everything is within walking distance. You can have a car on campus as well from day one, especially for our freshmen who are so concerned about having cars on campus. But it's so easy to walk everywhere, especially because it's such a beautiful campus to walk. And we do prefer that our students live on campus for the 4 years that they are with us. In their later years, you can apply for off-campus housing. Especially this year, it has changed a lot. During the pandemic, a lot of our students have been approved for off-campus housing. Some of our students are learning from home, learning from out of state, or just learning from their dorms. So this year has been very easy for us to transition online because we are so small, but hopefully in the future, we would like to be more of a residential campus. And we have one of the biggest freshman dorms in the state university system on campus. They were designed by I.M. Pei, who designed some of the Louvre. He's a very famous architect. And those are really nice because they're nice and spacious. You share your living quarters with 1 to 2 other students, and you all 3 or 2 of you have your own private bathroom. So it's not like you're sharing a huge bathroom hall with everyone on your floor. You have your own bathroom and your own kind of space together. Something else that we have is our living learning communities. And these are our dorms for students who like to live with other students of like interests. So it's like themed housing. You can live with students who have similar interests in outdoor exploration or sustainability. We have students who live in a writing living learning community because they all like to get together and write. And these living and learning communities have themed events too. So they have planned events monthly, so you and your fellow students can get together and explore those interests of yours. And they also have mentors who come off campus and will speak to your living and learning community as well. Even though we are a small campus, we are very, very involved, and we are very a tight-knit community. We have over 80 clubs and organizations on campus, and those range from academic clubs, social clubs, sports clubs as well. We're not a competitive sports school, but we do have lots of sports clubs led on campus. We have volleyball, we have rowing club. Our students are starting a roller skating club this year. So it's very easy to start your own club as well. If you see something that you're interested in that we don't already have, you can very easily start that club on your own. Some of my favorite clubs that I was involved in at New College were, let's see, the improv club. The yelling club was definitely my favorite because during midterms, it's very stressful, and the yelling club meets on our beautiful overpass, and we just yell our frustrations out into traffic. And then we also have our Anarchy Death Sticks, which is our knitting club. So we have lots of fun clubs to get involved in at New College. And of course, take advantage of our beautiful waterfront while you're here as well. We have kayaks that our students can rent and go out into the bay. We also have a wonderful sail club. They are a competitive sail club, and they've won quite a few awards. And then one of my favorites is we have an event called the Cardboard Regatta, where our students will build boats out of cardboard, and then they'll race them out into the bay and see who can make it to the buoy and back in one piece. And usually it's maybe one or half of a boat that makes it back. But you can see in this picture right here, that's actually part of our Cardboard Regatta right there. And like I mentioned earlier, we have lots of local internship and research opportunities. Sarasota is a wonderful place for the arts. It's a wonderful place for the sciences. If you're interested in dance or performing arts, there's tons of theaters around us. If you're interested in acting, we have a community acting guild around us, and then we also have a aquarium and laboratory research center. We have Bishop Science Museum, and then we have a lemur reserve too. So if you're interested in conservation, sciences, the performing arts, this is a great place for you. And then we have lots of other programs that we're involved in, like the Cross College Alliance program, which is an agreement between the 3 other schools in the Sarasota area. That's USF Sarasota Manatee, State College of Florida, as well as Ringling College of Art and Design. And that agreement is between the 4 of us that any of our students can take one course during a semester at another institution involved in that agreement, which is really great too, to supplement your education. If you see some classes that maybe aren't offered that you really want to take advantage of at those courses, you can take that for the price of our tuition. There's no difference in price. And that's really great for our art students, because Ringling College of Art and Design is a private art institution, and you get to take those private art classes at a public tuition with us. And then we also have lots of off-campus study opportunities. So we have lots of exchange programs. There's one that we have with the Eco League, which is a consortium of colleges that are all environmentally friendly colleges, and they're all spread out in different environmental zones. So, you know, we have us in Florida, there's one in Alaska, there's one in Arizona. So you get to try out a bunch of different colleges too. Same for the price of our tuition, you just end up paying room and board with them. And the same goes for National Student Exchange. We have lots of colleges within the United States and in other countries that you will be able to study with and pay the price of our tuition, but then end up paying room and board with them. So we have a wonderful study abroad coordinator, and definitely take advantage of those resources when you're at New College. And here's a sample of some of our areas of concentrations or majors that we offer at New College. We have over 80 areas of concentration. And because it's so easy to specialize your education while at New College, you can combine some of these as well. We have some students I had a friend who was interested in Spanish and music, and he was able to combine those into his major. And it's very easy with the help of your professor to explore some of those different areas of concentrations while you're at New College. But I would say some of our most popular ones are definitely marine biology, psychology, anthropology, and any of the arts. So the performing arts, the art history, arts, visual arts, those are great areas of concentrations at New College. And then here's a photo of one of our marine biology classes right here. Our marine biology class has a beautiful marine biology building. They have tons of aquariums that line the lecture hall, and there's 6 of them that cover different ecosystems in the water. And then we also have a research boat. So our students go out on the research boat, they do shark tagging, they do fish collecting. This is from one of the days that they did shark tagging, and it's really cool to take advantage of. And then here's some of our programs that we offer within our curriculum that really make us very unique. We do, encourage creative and independent thinking through these kinds of components of our curriculum. Something that's very unique about us is our academic contract system. And our academic contract system is set up in a way to encourage you to take courses outside of your comfort zone and encourage you to explore your academic interests. So at the beginning of every semester, you sit down with your professor and you draft up your academic contract. So you go over the classes that you plan to take that semester. And then you also talk about what are your short-term goals, your long-term goals, and then what classes do you plan to pass out of the amount of classes that you're going to take that semester. Now, that's a really crucial part to the academic contract system, because that encourages you to take some courses that are outside of your comfort zone without being punished. So, I've had some friends who've come to New College and they started off as philosophy AOCs, and they took one math class because they were like, maybe I'm interested in this, and they ended up leaving as a math AOC. So you really are encouraged to take those courses outside of your comfort zone. And as long as you pass the amount of classes that you agreed you would pass out of the amount that you take, you are not punished for those. So it really does encourage you to take some classes that are outside of your comfort zone. And something else that really encourages development at New College is the narrative evaluation. So instead of grading our students on an A through F scale, our students are graded on either a satisfactory or an unsatisfactory basis. And then your professor will follow up with a narrative evaluation. That's really great for our students who are, work really, really hard and obsess over that letter grade or obsess over that 0.5% that would have gotten you that 90%. Because you really are allowed to grow and not worry about these specific numbers, because numbers and letters don't define our students. Our students get a lot more feedback from the narrative evaluations. So the narrative evaluations will tell you much more than that one specific letter or number. They'll tell you your strengths and weaknesses. They'll tell you where you have room for growth, what you could be exploring in the future, as well as what the course actually covered. So it'll also go into the syllabus of the course too. So you get a lot more feedback from the narrative evaluation rather than the letter or the number would. And like I said earlier, you have a lot of specialization in your curriculum at New College. You really can build a lot of your own area of concentration. You can build some of your own classes, and that's where our tutorials come in handy. So through the use of a tutorial, you can sit down with a professor and explore a topic that isn't already offered at New College in a class form. You can build some of your own classes that way. So when I was a student in New College, I was really interested in psychoneuroimmunology, which was part of my biopsych AOC. And I got to build a class around that. We've had students who've built classes around freestyling. We have a freestyle tutorial. We've had other students who have, turned their internships into tutorials. We've had students who've turned working on their senior capstone project into a tutorial. So it's very easy to create these tutorials, and it's also easy to get together with your peers and find people who are also interested in those kind of tutorials. Something else that makes us very unique is our use of the independent study project. It is an interim period during the month of January where our students work on their own specific project. This is great because it gets you these hands-on learning experiences in your area of interest. And it really allows you to explore what you are interested in while you're at New College as well. The independent study project takes on the shape of many different interests for many different students. When I was at New College, my first independent study project, I was very interested in learning to scuba dive because I knew that I was passionate about marine biology. So I got scuba certified, one ISP. Another independent study project for me was I worked with cranes and I built prosthetic legs for cranes. And then I also helped train dolphins while I was at New College as well. So, these are really great projects to dive into your interests while you're here. And it doesn't always have to be something that you come up with completely on your own. We have lots of group ISPs that we offer. We have a catalog that comes out every year. We just put out our catalog for 21 today, and it has a list of all the professors and their interests and what kind of independent study projects they're willing to sponsor, as well as a lot of group independent study projects that are being offered that year. So you can opt to be involved in a group independent study project, or you can also just kind of pitch ideas off your professors or offer to collaborate on some of their research projects or their projects of their own for your independent study project as well. So it's not something that is like you have to come up with completely out of the blue. And then, like I mentioned earlier, we have our senior capstone project. And our senior capstone project is just like a very big ISP. So it's your final ISP at New College. It's your chance to show everything that you've learned at New College, to really dive into your academic interest. So you will do a big presentation in front of a panel of your professors and defend what you have learned that semester and what your project is on. For many different students, it takes on many forms. We've had students who are interested in music and they've done performances. We've had students who have done art exhibits as their independent study project. A lot of our science students will do research or collaborate on research with their professors and write a big research paper and then present it in front of their panel. So it really does take on many different shapes and forms for different interests. You can really specialize your education while at New College. And here's a little bit of our cost of attendance right here. For our in-state residents, our tuition and fees are around $7,000. Our room and board is around $10,000, and our books and other expenses around $4,500. Where our out-of-state residents, I think I am covering it, but I have it on my screen, is around $30,000, and our room and board is similar to the in-state, and so is our books and other expenses. Now, our books and other expenses are more of an indirect cost, so those are more cushion costs. Those are going to help you get to college and then also, you know, pay for groceries, go see a movie, go buy yourself a new outfit, you know, these, and buy yourself books. So it's not like you just come to college and paid your baseline fees and say, what's next? I don't have any money. These books and other expenses are there to cushion your costs at New College. But we do have lots of scholarship opportunities for our students. About 96% of our students receive some form of financial aid from us. And we have what we call our scholarship guarantee. For our in-state residents, that's the Four Winds Award. And you could be awarded anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 a year just based off of your application if you're admitted. You don't have to submit anything else other than your application and your application materials, and you are eligible for that scholarship. The same goes for our out-of-state residents. We have a scholarship called our Presidential Scholarship, and that is up to up to $10,000. So as long as you get that application in, you get all of those materials in, you are eligible for that scholarship. We have lots of other scholarships that open up later in the year. Those you will have to apply separately from the application, but the scholarships I mentioned earlier are included in your application. And here's some of our admission stats. These are not hard numbers. These are only 50% of the median of our population. So not all of our students are performing at this level. So if you're performing above this level or you're performing below this level, you do not need to worry, because we take a holistic approach to looking at our students. We look at all parts of your application. We don't look for just specific numbers. Just like we don't evaluate our students on a number letter basis, we don't look for just a specific number or letter from you. We look at your course rigor. So have you been taking regular classes, but you've promoted yourself up to AP classes? Have your grades struggled in the past, but you've really developed over your last few years, and your courses and your grades have gotten much better? How is your involvement in leadership? So your volunteer opportunities, the clubs that you're involved in. We look at all of those before we make a decision. So it's not like if you just have one SAT score, we immediately disqualify you before looking at everything else. We look at the whole picture. All right, and then here's a little glimpse of what our orientation looked like about a year ago, and then our orientation this year. We're taking COVID very seriously at New College. We require our students to wear masks inside and outdoors in all shared buildings, except for their own individual dorm room. And you know, we've been doing very well. It was a very easy transition for us because we are so small. Our students have really thrived moving online. And now I'm going to open the floor for any questions. Here's some of our social media right here and our contact information. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask them now.
So we have one. Do you see that one, Janine?
Oh, okay. So I have a question here about someone heard that New College was going to fold into FSU. That is no longer true. That has been tabled. So we are still our own independent public college.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have any other questions?
I don't see any yet.
Do we have any questions about kind of what student life is like, or what living in the dorms is like? Yes, that is great news. We're very glad that we are still our own college. we have a lot of things that make us very unique from many of the other universities in our state university system. And it is a great thing that New College is still an independent college. It's very rare to go to a university and have your own career coach. At other universities, they might have career coaches for larger programs, but each and every one of our individual students has their own career coach, and they're to help them every step of the way. So not only are you learning here, you get very personalized attention. Student life is, a lot different this year because a lot of our students are remote, but in the past, our students are very involved. We have over 80 clubs and organizations. We have a gym and a pool on campus. We have lots of student-run events like the Cardboard Regatta. We have in the past, we've had a Gatsby-themed party where everyone dresses up like the 1920s and we go dance out by the bay. We have other themes, events that students will throw. I threw one once when I was a student. It was Mardi Gras themed. So I got in a shopping cart and I threw beads out at everyone. It was a lot of fun. So it's very easy to host your own event too. Sure. Our marine biology program is really great. We have that student research vessel that goes out onto the bay, and we also have that huge lecture hall. So not only is that lecture hall lined in aquariums, and we have a big like 12,000 gallon in there as well, we also have all separate rooms, multiple rooms that have aquarium tanks in them as well. And those are for student research too. So we have some students who are really interested in invertebrates. You can learn about hermit crabs, cuttlefish. We've had cuttlefish in the past. They're super cute. Right now we have sharks and they're getting a little too big for their tanks. So we've actually just started building a much larger tank for the sharks under the marine biology building. So it's like a 2-story building. There's an under area where our research vessel is, and now there's a big tank for the sharks as well. Something that makes us very unique is that we're very close to Mote Marine Laboratory and Aquarium. We have a lot of professors who have ties to there. It's very easy to collaborate on research over there or do internships with them. We have one of the longest running dolphin population studies in the Bay. So if you're into dolphins, it's a great place. They also have lots of shark research at Mote, manatee research, as well as sea turtle rehabilitation. So it's very easy to collaborate over there. This is a great facility to do that. And our main marine biology professor actually still works at Mote. So a lot of the times she'll take her students over there to do some shark research too. Like I said earlier, the things that make New College stand out from other colleges is that personalized approach. We're a public college, you're still paying public tuition here, but you really get a privatized experience. Normally you wouldn't get that experience at any other college other than a private college for the cost of private tuition, which is very expensive. You get that personalized mentorship from your professors. You get that personalized experience from your career building coach. You can personalize your education by building your own classes. You can also personalize your education by doing those independent study projects and your senior capstone project. Really, the thing that makes us unique is how much you can personalize and build the curriculum to your own needs. What advice would I give someone if they were interested in college? Well, I would definitely, my advice would be to, communicate with your admissions counselor. Definitely reach out and ask, what should I be doing with my application? Do I have all of my application materials in on time? Definitely apply as early as you can, because the sooner you apply, the sooner you hear back, and the sooner you can assess your financial aid needs as well. When I was a student, I got admitted, and I also applied to another college, and I was able to do it early enough in the process that I could reach out to financial aid, and they sat down with me and compared my financial aid packets. So if you do that early enough, you can do that. And sometimes they can show you if those aid packages are really comparable, and sometimes they can even offer you more. So definitely do it early on in the process. And also get as much information as you can. We have an open house on November 14th, which is a Saturday, and that's a virtual open house. Our president will be there, housing will be there, our student affairs will be there. So that's a great opportunity to find out more. And then we also have our virtual tours online, and just take advantage of all of those resources and communicate with your admissions counselor, and definitely, you know, work hard. Do we have any other questions? I think we have about 15 minutes left. Is anyone else interested in any other programs? Are there any other majors that anyone is interested in? Oh, I have a question here that says, do you recommend visiting in person? So right now, our campus is open, but our admission staff are not on location to give you a tour of the campus. If you want to come visit campus, you can. We do require all of our visitors and our students and faculty to wear masks outside and inside. So you will need to take that in mind. But we do let our visitors have self-led tours. So we'll give you a campus map, and then we'll give you a sheet of all of the places that you can visit on campus. So that's your self-led tour there. It's a beautiful, beautiful place to visit. So I would definitely recommend visiting in person. If you can wait to visit in person when we're open and we can give you that personalized approach, definitely do that. But if you can't wait, come visit in person. Any other questions? Yes. Someone says that they live in California, but they visited 3 years ago. It is absolutely beautiful. You know, it's a great place to see the sunset. All of our students will come out and gather to see the sunset. In the fall, we get bioluminescence. I don't know if you all are familiar with bioluminescence, but it's a kind of, you know, living organism that's in the water that when you kind of brush through the water, it all lights up, which is just crazy. One year it was like a neon show out there, like people were splashing around, and it's just beautiful. And we also have dolphins out there. We sometimes get the occasional manatee. I saw a baby manatee the other day. It's super cute. And also you can rent the kayaks. It's so, so beautiful. It's hot in the summer, but every other season, it's very, very, very nice. Any other questions?
I could say also, we're not very far from St. Petersburg, which is just north of us, about 45 minutes, and also Tampa. So Tampa being a larger city, but it's only an hour away. So if you ever wanted to, you know, go explore, you know, and see another, you know, place in the other city, you know, go to other museums and restaurants, that's easily available, which is really nice.
Yeah, that's very true. We're right next to Tampa and St. Pete, which are just big bustling centers. But also there's so much to do in Sarasota just by itself. We have a chalk festival sometimes. So downtown they'll do those big elaborate chalk art on the sidewalks, and people can go around and look at those. We have lots of food festivals. There's lots of really, really good places to eat. So be careful of your wallet, because you could spend a lot of money just eating food constantly because it's so good. We have a film festival that comes down. We're right next to the Ringling Art Museum. So that's a really cool place to come see art. But at the beginning of every month, every first Thursday, they do what they call the Ringling Underground, which is a free event for students. As long as you have your ID, you get in for free. And they have live music. You can go look at whatever exhibits they have in the area. Something else that we have is, it's called like the Museum of Art in Whimsy. And they have like these just totally huge, bizarre statues that are in the shape of like flamingos, or like there's a big moose. And it's a fun, like quirky place to be. Lots of good food, lots of great things to look at. If you're interested in the sciences, we have the Bishop Museum of Science. There's a planetarium in there. They have manatees. We used to have the longest living manatee there too. His name was Snooty, and he was absolutely the cutest. But now we have some other manatees as well. And we also have a sea lion reserve. We have a lemur reserve. We have a beautiful botanical gardens. There's lots and lots of stuff to do, not only just in Sarasota, but in the neighboring cities as well. I don't know, I guess, Sharon, why don't I ask you a question?
Sure.
What's your favorite thing about New College?
Let me see. Well, I love the Bayfront, that's for sure. In fact, my daughters had a very special event there for their bus mitzvah a few years ago. We had a big party on the Bayfront with a big white tent, and that was very special. And the graduation for New College is also on the Bayfront in a big white tent at sunset. So it's a very special place. People just tend to gravitate towards, and you see lots of people in the community just walking their dogs or just lying down or on the Adirondack chairs. They're all the colorful chairs there to sit. So that's just a really nice place to be. And then just going through campus, we have all the beautiful mansions from the Ringling family. They right next to the Katazan, and just the beautiful historic buildings that are on campus as well, which is really nice. Some are haunted, they say. I don't know. That's true.
Some of them look haunted. Like, I would absolutely say those are haunted.
In a good way.
Yeah, they're very friendly spirits.
Yes. But it's also a very welcoming community. I've found, just meeting all the students and staff and faculty, everyone kind of looks out for each other and helps each other. I actually was able to help a student get a kind of like a internship learning experience. She was interested in physical therapy. And I had a friend who works in the field here in Sarasota, and I was able to connect them. And she was able to kind of shadow her and kind of see, to see what it's like to, have that career. So I just kind of think like that. It's just because, we kind of see each other all the time, we know each other. We want to help everyone be, successful. So that's something that's really special, I think, about New College.
Yeah, I agree. We're a very inclusive community, like I said, because we're so small. It's easy to reach out to your professors. It's easy to make those connections. You can make connections like how Sharon connected that student to the physical therapist person, but we also have those big databases of internship and opportunities. So it's good to take advantage of that too.
Definitely.
But I would say definitely one of my favorites is that graduation ceremony that we have out at the Bay. Very, very different from any typical graduation ceremony that you would normally see. Our students don't normally graduate in cap and gown. So instead of them coming out in cap and gown, our students will actually, if they choose to, they can go get their own cap and gown, but our students will dress up for graduation. And I've seen some very unique costumes at graduation. I've seen kids dress up like sharks. We've had students who have been like forest goddesses or something. They would have like green leaves and flowers all down them. I dressed up as Jar Jar Binks from Star Wars, and I got knighted by our president with a lightsaber. So that was a very memorable experience for me. But that's the time for our students to really shine and show off how unique they are. We have a very free-spirited, kind of funky vibe to us sometimes. We take ourselves very seriously academically, but we also take ourselves very seriously fun-wise too.
Yeah, I found the students to be very creative, artistically, musically, just very talented, and bringing their talents to campus. Whether is they bring in their guitar, or they sing, or they dance, or they do also different sports. They continue those at New College. So that's really nice. Yeah.
And a lot of our classes are very creative too. They're not all like kind of those general like, intro to something 101. It's not like all these kind of textbooky classes. Like I said, you can build some of your own courses, but we have some very interesting classes that not a lot of other colleges offer. The last year we had our art students were really interested in moving sculpture work, and they started a bike building tutorial. And so that at the end of their tutorial, they all came out with all their bikes they had built, and they were all so funny. There was one that had it was chef's theme. She wore a chef hat, and the bottom of it had like forks and spoons, and they would jingle when she biked. There was one that was a yellow submarine theme, and they all raced around the campus to see whose bike was the sturdiest, and at the end they got a trophy. But you know, it's a very hands-on learning place. Like, not only are you learning in the classroom and reading the textbook and doing lectures, you're also doing these hands-on experiences too. One of my favorite classes that I ever took at New College was a class that was aimed for, it was like a science class aimed for the non-sciencey people. It was called the Science of Science Fiction. So it was really cool because we got to watch sci-fi movies, read sci-fi books, but then we also kind of got to discuss what's the real basis behind this? Is it really scientifically accurate that giant crabs would come and attack Earth? So, you know, that was a really fun course to take. We have very unique classes that we offer at New College.
Because we offer so much, our graduates and our alums, they go on to like every single field you can think of, because you're getting at New College, you're getting a very strong foundation that's going to really make you, you know, very just for careers that students really go on to, you know, everything. I can think of like art majors sometimes go into art curation and museums, or they create their own jobs, like entrepreneurs, finance, medicine, law, you name it, acting, film direction. We had an alum who won an Oscar for robotics and filmmaking. I think he studied political science at New College, but he also did like robotics on the side. That was his hobby. So, I mean, you just never know. It's going to take you far. Your degree is going to really give you that edge to go really, you know, into anything. Yeah. And our students really do, they do think out of the box. So that's how come they create their own jobs, a lot of them.
Yeah, I have lots and lots of friends who graduated New College. I have one friend who is a data scientist now. I have one who is now becoming a CEO in marketing. I have one who did economics, and now he does finance for, it's like a sewage plant. But, you know, they all went on to lead very, very successful lives. And, you know, they're very, very hardworking people too. We really do produce very hardworking students here.
And what I've also found is that students like to stick together, even after years and years after graduation. I had met some alums, I think in Ohio, and there was maybe 3 or 4 of them, they lived on the same street. They wanted to live together.
So
I thought
funny.
it was so adorable, but they were just really good friends. You're going to make really strong friendships here. They're going to last a long, long time.
Yeah, you do make really, really strong friendships here. Just last year, one of my alum friends got married, and we all went out to an island, and we all went on their honeymoon with them. Like we had a group friend honeymoon where we rented these like big Airbnbs on the island, and we all just had a really great week with each other. It was really nice it was like a reunion. It was wonderful.
Mm-hmm. That's great. I could definitely see that happening many times over.
And a lot of our students become friends with their professors too after a while. All right.
Good.
Do we have any other questions? If not, you have our contact information here. If you would ever like to contact me, my phone number is 941-487-4753. That's my office line. And then my email is jpedonti. You can see it spelled in my little Zoom name here, @ncf.edu. Hopefully we'll all be in contact with you in the future. Thank you all for coming out. It was so nice to meet you all. I'm glad that we had a chance to answer your questions and tell you all about New College of Florida.
Thank you everyone for joining us. As you exit out of this session, you will be presented with a 4-question survey. Please complete it because your feedback is always greatly appreciated. Also, there are more sessions like this available on our website. And lastly, the recording for this great session will be available on our site next week. So thank you again and have a great evening, everybody.
Bye.